Hello, my dear audiences. Welcome to the show. Jack Chow is my name. East West is the show with G&E TV. We all know that at this show we pay lots of attention to some social issues. Some bigger, some smaller, some important, some less. But there is always some time when we have so many issues at hand, we get lost. Or when we are going so far or too far, we get lost. And I recall once upon a time, I came across a little poem written by a Chinese poet. Says that I keep running down the road until I lost my key to my home, something like that, right? So it is a vivid description about what we are doing. So today, I want to slow down a little bit. I want to drag you over to this table, and I want to listen to an important discussion that is, like this title says, focus on the family. So joining me is my big friend and the lovely, lovely friend that I rely upon all the time, director of the Chinese outreach of the beautiful global organization named Focus on the Family. Deanna Go, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Jack, for inviting me over.
And it's been a long time. I'm trying to schedule this. I know you have a busy schedule. I don't blame you, and neither do I blame your office. But you know, now that the most important thing is that I do have you here, right, to face my lovely audiences, right? Very good, yeah. And I did quite a lot of homework about your organization, beautiful organization, and yet my audience might not know, right? To some, they might be, well, it might be the first time they hear about it, the focus on the family. Even, okay, by the way, I noticed the name of the organization, or by the way, nonprofit global organization, Focus on the Family, is very grassrooted. It doesn't sound like something sky high, right? It is really grassrooted. It's a bottom line issue, focus on the family. So once you hear it, you will never forget. Right?
Yes.
That's a beautiful name, right?
Yes.
So why don't you start, please, Deanna? Give us a little background about the organization, please.
Yes.
The global focus on the family, please.
Yes, I'm, again, so happy to be here and to be part of this program, especially to talk about an issue that's close to my heart.
Yeah.
And that is family. When I was studying in my master's program, I emphasized in family and intercultural studies in master's program with the emphasis on family. And I came across this organization called Focus on the Family. I've been with Focus on the Family for more than 15 years now.
That's
Focus
a
on
lot
the
of
Family
years.
started actually in 1977 here in California.
I see.
And now they moved to Colorado Springs because it grew so fast.
I see.
And Colorado Springs is a very widespread, and so there's a lot of room for expansion. It will celebrate its 40th year next year. So it's in its 39th year.
I see.
And it's an organization that focuses so much on helping families thrive. And it's a very general statement by saying helping families thrive. What does it mean?
All right. Okay.
Well, it has three emphases in its mission, and one is to nurturing the family members.
I see.
And so it has its counseling department.
All right.
You can ask me more questions later
Of course,
on, but
I
I'll
can
just give
ask you.
Yes, anytime.
I really
you can
have
do that.
questions in each of the categories, right?
The second area that we focus on is training or teaching.
I see.
So we have a lot of resources. So the nurturing is more into the counseling. We get phone calls, emails,
I see.
web, online counseling. And it's one of its largest department right now because, as you know, most families in America has a lot of needs. In fact, we also have global people coming to our website for advices. Then we have the training program, and we have different resources,
All right.
programs to train parents, to train, I would say, even teachers or anyone that cares for the family. And then we have programs for the kids too. So that's the training part and the teaching part. The third part is the protection of family. We felt like family needs to be protected today.
I see.
From different things. I would say the kids need to be protected.
Okay, all right.
Because we stand for a biblical foundation value.
I see.
And so there are some values that are impacting the families, and therefore we hopefully wanted to make sure that families are all harmonious so that they can grow and strive.
In other words, a bunch of people with a big heart that cares about ourselves. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. And yet in a biblical way.
Yes.
In the healthy, the most healthy, strongest way, that's the biblical way. And the guidelines is the Bible.
Yes.
Right? And the guidance is the Bible.
Yes.
And the spirit is in the Bible.
Yes.
The theme is in the Bible.
It has our authority from the Bible.
As a nation founded on this belief, I would say that now, even till now, until nowadays, our bills still say, "In God we trust."
Yes.
Right, and we still have more churches than banks.
Yes.
Right, we have more churches than prisons.
Yes.
Right. So that is that is where we start.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Now, and the other day I met with John, and the other day also that you and John came here with the award of the champion from Family Champion.
John Bethany is our
awarded
VP.
to our boss, Mr. James Su.
Yes.
Let us know something about the award, please.
We're very honored and privileged to know James for the past 20 years. And since our relationship or friendship with James, Focus on the Family has a number of programs, which is part of our nurturing area, which is through media, we nurture family. And James Su, who is the founder of EDI and
G&E Radio and the TV
stations. They aired our programs and worked with us all these years to promote family values. And we definitely appreciate that partnership.
And he himself is a role model of being a wonderful husband.
He's a wonderful father.
And a father. And a
Son-in-law,
son-in-law, right?
And a son-in-law, yes.
So those are the image you want to portray for people to see this is the way the mankind should be.
Yes.
Right? So, and I was, by the way, one of the participants at the award presentation. I was so touched. It is really explains the value of it, right? Okay, now, especially nowadays, when you look around at what's happening around us, we are too far. We've gone too far. We've gone too far, and we are running too fast. We need to slow down a little bit to think about it, right? So now, to focus on the family, there are, to me, two different ways. One, it has its biblical value.
Yes.
Okay. Two, it has its social value.
Yes.
How about that? We take a little moment now. When we come back, we talk about each of the aspects. Shall we, please?
Yes, please.
All right, good. My dear audience, today I really want to invite you to join me in slowing down a little bit, in thinking a little bit back about what we have been doing, where we are heading. And this is called For the Spirit, that's promoted by a global organization, non-profit organization called Focus on the Family. And joining me is my good friend, Diana Go. She's the director of the Chinese outreach of that beautiful organization. Let's take a short moment out. When we come back, we'll continue from two aspects. Number one, from biblical aspects. Number two, from social aspects. We'll be right back, please. Hello, dear folks, my dear audiences, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Jack Chow on the East-West Show with G&E TV. Today, our subject, our topic is Focus on the Family. There is a global organization, nonprofit, named Focus on the Family. We want to borrow that to stretch it to the whole thing as a concept that we want to call upon people to focus on family. Right. If you're not focusing on your own family, though, you lose your own backyard. Right. You may be whoever you want to be, yet you do not have a backyard. If you look back, there is empty space. Nobody will support you. Nobody will be your backbone, and you are a lone wolf like that. Right. So in the discussion, joining me with my great honor is my good friend Diana Go. And she is the director of the Chinese Outreach Department of the Focus on the Family organization. So once again, welcome to the show, Diana.
Thank you again.
Very good. And like I said, we want to split this whole issue into two categories to find out from category number one, from a biblical point of view, what kind of value does it have in there? And from a social point of view, what kind of value it has in there. Can we do one by one, please?
Yes.
Whichever you want to choose.
I would like to talk first on the biblical
Very
side
good.
first. Actually, we talk about family, we talk about marriage. Marriage is really created by God.
Okay.
And the Bible says God created man, Adam, and he said it's not good for a man to be alone. So I will make a mate, a helpmate.
All right.
And that is Eve. And that's where the Bible says all creation started.
Good.
Now, someone asked a clinical psychologist a question saying that we see a lot of divorce around us today. Would one day marriage become obsolete? He's a clinical psychologist, and he said, I don't believe marriage will be obsolete one day, because there's one great need in each person, and that is, will you be there for me in my time of needs? Will you be there for me when I'm old? Will you be there for me when I have trouble?
When I'm sick.
And when I'm sick. So family or marriage is important because we have a need in our heart, and that is to be with someone. And we do not want to be alone. And so marriage is a kind of a security that would provide for an individual, so that they know someone is committed, and they're committed to someone in a relationship wherein when time gets tough, they are not alone.
Exactly.
And so that's the biblical foundation of where family started, which is marriage. And Focus on the Family believe that marriage is permanent. We strongly advise a commitment between the husband and the wife in a marriage. And so we're trying to provide training programs, trying to provide nurturing counseling services so their marriage can continue to be strengthened. So that's the part where we strongly believe marriage is really the foundation. A good marriage is a foundation for a happy family.
Would you please allow me for a little insert?
Sure, of course, anytime.
You like challenge?
Yes.
You like to be challenged?
I'll do my best
You'll do
to
your
fight
best.
back.
Very good. Yeah, all right. So what's your take at the Focus on the Family to the fact that we even have laws passed that marriage is no longer a man and a woman?
Coming from the Bible, and I strongly believe in the Bible. In fact, I was asked by someone, why do I believe marriage should be between a man and a woman? And I said that because my belief is unfounded on the authority of the Bible. And so I strongly emphasize God made men and God created women, and each are unique in its own form. And psychologists would tell the difference of a gender for a man and a woman. The person who asked me this question said, but I don't believe in the Bible. And there's one thing that I would challenge that person. If you don't believe in the Bible, can you tell me what kind of marriage will help a society be stronger? And I strongly believe after a few years a marriage between a man and a woman is the healthiest, strongest commitment of a society.
And also to back you up, by the way, to my audience, whatever I say, whatever kind of a statement I make, it stands my own personal views,
Okay.
right? And it doesn't represent the conception of EDI or by any way, nor does it represent the show, the organization, whatever. It is my own personal view. Okay, I totally agree with Diana, and I totally agree to the point that it is not only written in Bible, but also ever since history started, things has been going on the same way. Or ever since there is a species such as us, right? Things were going on generation and generation through men and women, male and female. Okay, let's back it a little bit. Like say, let's back 100 miles away from the fact that even germs, all right, even insects, whatever, even flowers, right? They go male, female. This is how Mother Nature develops herself, right? So I personally in strong support to the concept, and I have no problem to stick to it myself. At least I know what I want to do. I love women. I love my wife. That's it.
Yes.
Right now, I don't care whoever everybody else likes or cares, right? Okay, or loves. Okay, back to the point though. To a social site, right? Social site. Why do you believe that a focus on the family would have its own value?
When we focus on our family, we're not only focused on ourselves. We're focused on the next generation, our kids.
Yeah.
Actually, the purpose for marriage is the other purpose not only to provide or support our emotional needs, our physical needs, is also to reproduce. The world needs the next generation because this is part of life cycle. And so when we're focusing on our family, we're also focusing on children. And it is very important that as father and mother, we maintain a good role model, a good training. We call it the 6A parents in one of our programs, emphasizing the importance of the 6A. And the first is total acceptance to your kids. Second is affirming your kids every day. Third is be available to your kids. Fourth is provide affection to your kids.
What if they have no kids?
Okay, we'll talk about it. The fifth is authority. Provide the kind of authority as a structure, and the 6A is availability. Make time. Now, when we talk about children, focus on the family. Our organization also have a program called Orphan Care.
Orphanage.
Orphanage, caring for orphans.
Caring for orphans.
Yeah, we call it Orphan Care Program, ORPHANCR. You can Google that in Focus on Family website. And we're encouraging people who have a generous heart to go beyond their own family, go beyond, and probably has enough resources, financial resources, to adopt kids. And to impact the life of another person.
You're right.
And so people who don't have kids can go for adoption, and that is also one of the focus on our ministry.
And also, if you would be so generous to stretch the concept to cover the same-sex family, though, what do you think about that part?
I strongly believe that.
Or will you not stretch?
I haven't given much thought on stirring. Because
I'm sorry for the challenge.
Yes.
My
fears of audience
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked that. But I know how hard it is to be asked that way.
Yes,
right?
But
if I were in your shoes, I will feel the same way, same hard, because I have my firm, strong belief, and you're asking me to stretch. Should I not?
I strongly care for people who have a different lifestyle. Focus on the Family has another, I would say, vision statement.
All right.
And that is sanctity of life. That each life is sacred.
All right.
We know we are all
I
created
don't argue for
by
that.
God.
Yeah.
So each individual is unique and sacred. And therefore, we're here to serve everyone, regardless of what they believe, regardless of what they practice. If they're brought to me, in front of me, in fact, I have friends, good friends, that choose that lifestyle, and I do not judge them.
No.
Yes.
Neither do I.
I accept them as they are.
All right. Very good.
And be encouraged because I see their
That's
needs,
very fair.
right?
That's very fair.
I make myself available and I
Yeah,
see
sure.
what they have as their needs, and
that's
if I
very
can
fair.
offer help, I definitely
Very
will.
good. All right, my dear audience, today is one of the moments, again, talking about the old cliche. Anyway, and joining me in discussing this subject, of course, is under the grand subject of focus on the family, is my friend Diana Go. She is the director of the Chinese Outreach Department of Focus on the Family, a global nonprofit organization. Let's take a very short moment out. When we come back, we'll find out their programs.
Yes.
All right, and there are lots of, in other words, there are more programs to study rather than the theme itself.
Yes.
Right? Stay with us. Hello, dear folks. Welcome back to the show. Jack Chow on the East-West Show with G&E TV. Trying to slow down a little bit, trying to look into something that we are ignoring, we have been ignoring so much about. That is focus on the family. To my understanding, I would say if you take the society, take United States, for example, as a body, a family could be the cell, right? Without having a strong cell or healthy cell, you do not even have a healthy body.
Yes.
Without having to have a healthy body, your brain will not even function. You are not a healthy man or woman, right? Like that kind. So joining me in the discussion, also introducing this global organization focused on the family, is my friend Diana Go. She is the director of Chinese outreach of that organization, focused on the family. So once again, I'll have to welcome you to the show now.
Thank you.
I'm very sorry the last segment at the end, I kind of throw a little bit, like kind of hardball at you. As a matter of fact, it's not a hardball. I believe your answer, well, you answered it in a quite a perfect way. Say, I haven't done too much thinking or consideration about that yet. I will consider, I will think. Well, that allows everybody time to learn, right? We all live to learn. That's it, right? Okay. And neither did I have any consideration about stretching myself. I would not. I know I can tell my audience, I can say, yes, affirmatively, I will not. Like that. Oh, that's my personal point of view. That doesn't mean that this show we do not, but I personally, I am not going to do that. Okay, back to important thing. In the organization, you mentioned lots of programs.
Yes.
Take training alone. You have training for couples, how to be a husband, how to be a wife, that kind?
Yes.
Or training to be, like say, how to be a teacher to your own kids, something like that. Let us know something about that, please. In case my audiences feel interested, they want to get involved, how they can, and in case they want to do their part to help you, either by doing their time and their efforts or even financially. So where do you want to go? So let's do that part, please.
For our program, I'll present a few. The training part. We have a program called Raising Highly Capable Kids.
Say it again, please.
Raising Highly Capable Kids.
Raising highly capable kids.
This is a program that was, the audience is really the schools, the parents of the school, the PTAs, and as well as the teacher. The most important part of this program is it has a research done by Research Institute, and it identifies 40 assets in a child. It is really to help parents understand if a child have 30 and above of the 40 assets, the child's in the future when they go as teenagers, their risky behavior will be minimized. But if they grew up less than 20 of the 40 assets, the tendency for them when they choose, when they start to choose their own lifestyle, there will be some kind of a risky behavior, such as alcoholic, gambling.
Exactly.
And so the 40 asset has 20 asset external, 20 asset internal. It is a very good program. It goes to school, it trains parents and the teachers, PTA. And very successful in Santa Ana School District here in California, as well as in Texas. And more schools are getting know about this, and so they will be inviting the program to their area. So it's called Raising Highly Capable Kids.
All right, this sounds very interesting.
Very interesting.
And also,
So
I would like to back you up at that point. You know, we always concerned about early education, right?
Yes.
If you do not start early, and it will be late for you to do anything to make up.
Yes.
And of course, you can always make up, but you'd rather do it early than late.
Yes.
Right? Okay, go ahead, please.
Yes, and also the research told us the best time for the parents to influence their kids is between 0 till 9 years old. It used to be till 10 or 11, but the kids being exposed to internet, being exposed to all the media thing, mature earlier. And once they started to make their own choice or judgment, parents' influence power has lessened.
Stops.
So it is important that the parents would really take advantage of the fact that they're 0 to 9 years old to really impact them. So Raising Highly Capable Kids is one of the very good program. I would recommend a lot of the audience to get involved, and they can Google and find out where to get the training or attend the sessions. The second other program is to talk to the kids. And so the training parents, but at the same time, we need to help kids, the family, to create a very healthy environment at home. It is important that the environment at home stays healthy. And this program has been more than 25 or 27 years.
What's the name of the program?
Adventures in Odyssey. It is about kids going into an ice cream parlor. And there is the owner of the ice cream parlor who is like a mentor to the kids. But what the program is teaching us is to help our kids find a mentor early in life. And so this mentor will help the kids in the different characteristics, good characters of life, honesty, kindness, goodness, and all these kind of characters. And it will be in like a play, because the kids, you know, you can't just lecture to them. You have to tell stories. Something happened. How do they, especially right now, the issue of bullying in schools. If a kid raised in a good environment, okay, both internally and externally, they can deal with bullying because they know they're secure inside. The second thing is they will not be the one to bully other people. Who knows, they might even protect other kids from being bullied. And so when my kids were growing up, we were training them how to protect other kids from being bullied. Okay, and so those are important characteristics or traits in a child life. So Adventures of Odyssey is another good program that focuses. We have 20 plus programs that I will only mention 3 or 4. The third one is regarding marriage. And we have a new program called Fighting for Your Marriage. It is a very, someone would say, why do you have to use the word fighting? Okay, doing marriage, why don't you just say
I was just about to ask.
Right. Well, the point here is this, because divorce rate is growing. And we need to be more intentional in our relationship. When we talk about intentional, we're really in a way protecting and trying to, you know, hold on to our marriage. So actually fighting for your marriage really means hold on to your marriage.
Meaning the efforts.
Yeah, putting that.
Meaning the maneuver, right?
Yes.
The maneuver to keep,
Yes.
right? You use the word quote unquote fight.
Yes.
Right? Very good. I like that.
And then we have a very well-known psychologist. His name is Greg Smalley, where he's the author of this program. He goes and do events for Fighting for Your Marriage. And then we also have a National Institute of Marriage. We have marriage retreat centers in other parts.
Marriage
of the
retreat.
You sign up. There's a fee you pay there, and you and your spouse will stay in that retreat for a week. There will be counselors. And so it's not just attending an event.
Like a clinic.
Like a clinic. It's not just an event, it's more of a one-on-one counseling.
One-on-one.
And then also creating an atmosphere.
Counselor and a couple.
Yes.
Right?
Well,
Okay.
the retreat has like 7 or 8 cabins, but then the counselor is a one-on-one event. It's letting you know that, many times your marriage are in trouble because you're in a stressful environment. If you spend time getting away from the stressful and refocusing on each other with a professional help, your marriage will improve.
I see.
Unfortunately, it's all in English, so we don't have a Spanish or a Chinese camp yet. But if your English is okay, then I would encourage a lot of couples who want to build a stronger marriage to attend.
Well, I don't know how the program goes, but to me, I believe that it makes some sense, right? And suppose a man or woman, anybody got married the second day after they just end up in a fight? I don't think so. They always end up end up into marriage because of intimacy will go nowhere but marriage. And then the moment you slam on her face, do you forget the whole thing? Right? Yeah. Doesn't sound like a human. To me, no matter how right I am, no matter how wrong she is, the moment you do that, the logic breaks.
Yes.
Right? Okay, very good. And sure. And my audiences, today I'm in discussion with my good friend Diana Go, the director of Chinese outreach for a big global organization focused on the family. I find out like a classroom that I'm entering, I'm learning. I learned a lot so far. So let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we will continue finding those programs for kids, please. Stay with us. Hello, dear folks. Welcome back to the show. Dear friends who happen to be married, who happen to be somebody's husband or somebody's wife, somebody's better half, somebody's worse half, whoever, welcome back to the show. It is a discussion that I find myself interested in a lot. And because sometimes if you slow down a little bit, okay, take it this way. Suppose you spend a busy day, you lay in bed, you have a dream. Even in dream, you seem to be busy. You seem to be dreaming those busy dreams. I ask myself the next morning, oh, come on, that's my only moment, want to relax, and yet in my dream, I was even busier than daytime. What's wrong with me? Let's go. Now, deep in the mind, you need to slow down. How? To think, to ask, to look, and to learn. And with the help, especially the biblical kind of help that's offered by Focus on the Family, the global organization, namely in front of me, face to face, my good friend Diana Go, I believe I finally can relax a little bit. Hopefully tonight I can have a peaceful dream, something like that, rather than running about, right? Okay, now, programs. I know you have more than 20 programs in the organization, and of course, and there must be some children programs for the kids, right? Yes. And you, just now you mentioned to raise high capacity kids. Yes. That's more or less tends to be parents. On the parents' side, right? Mm-hmm. To the kids side, how do you do?
Yes.
What do you do, please?
We have a program called No Apologies.
No apologies.
And actually it meant choosing a life of no regrets. Okay, no apologies is no regret. And it is really catering for kids 9 years old and above. Okay, hopefully the best age is 11 to 15 or 16. It's helping them choosing the right, making right choices in their life. Okay. It talks about the importance of character, importance of setting dreams early in life. If I talked to a mother who told me the daughter has a dream, and she's only 9 years old, and I say, rest assured, you help her succeed. As she grow up, she will not get swayed by peer pressures or other things. And so No Apologies is a very effective program. It's a global program, actually. It runs in South Latin America, China, Asia. In fact, recently in Mongolia, which is a new office that has started, that started a No Apologies program. And it is 2 days.
What does it do?
Well, it has a lesson of 4 to 8 lessons, depending on how much time a child can go. We call it the student workshop, where the facilitator will help the kids see the importance of setting right dream. By having a dream, we emphasize the fact that they are unique. So the kids started to realize that their dream cannot be the same as the other person's dream. And so they started to tell themselves. And we have kids who said one day they want to be a president. And we don't laugh at them. We encourage them. And then if you want to be a president, what kind of environment you need to be developing. The third part of it is media, how to differentiate the good media and the bad media. Because there are bad medias that are putting you down all the time. Like, I'm not as pretty as the other person.
You're right.
So you feel that you're worthless because you're not you're not an athlete, you're not a gifted musician or what. So we help them to know how to differentiate. When they see a media, they can tell themselves, I'm unique. And I can get the good things from it, but this is it. And then toward the end, we also mention the importance of making the right choice. And the right choice is because there are consequences of making wrong choices. What would break your dream? What will not let your dream come true if you get involved with blah, 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 gang movement, drugs and everything. And the end, we tell them, the reason you are protecting yourself or saving yourself is that one day you will start your own family. So it's back to focusing on the family, helping young people look forward into marriage and family.
In the long run, someday, somehow, they will be parents themselves.
Yes. So they have
and
to
generation goes on and on and on and on.
Yes.
That's why we reproduce.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All right.
I remember my son, when he graduated from Arcadia High, going to the university, I asked him, I said, what is your dream? And he told me, Mom, I want to be a family man.
A family man.
And I told myself, because I was with Focus on the Family, so we grew up, creating. And I said, now you know what is involved to be a good family man. So last year he just got married.
Oh,
and
wow.
I have strong faith that he will be a good family man.
Oh, very good.
He has a good, stable job, a wonderful wife, my wonderful daughter-in-law. And so child has to start to have a dream. And the dream is something that, not that, oh, I want to be successful, I want to make a lot of money. Dreams that are very realistic and long term.
In other words, the No Apology program refers to the fact that you want to discover yourself in time, in case you feel apologizing. No, in other words,
okay, if you don't know yourself, you will be carried away by your peers.
It sounds more or less like a no regret.
No regret.
No regret.
Yes.
It's not a no apology.
It is called life of no regret.
No, life of no regret, right? Life of no regret.
Very good program.
Yeah, life of no regret, because you discovered the kid, let themselves discover themselves about their uniqueness in time, in good shape, so that it is developed in good time, good shape.
Yes.
And so that it goes on and on. Like the guy wants to be present, well, nothing wrong,
Nothing
right?
wrong.
Nothing wrong. So go ahead, do that, right?
Yes.
And like your son wants to be a good family man,
so he's
he
responsible.
becomes a good family man
Yeah.
with the education provided, right?
Yes.
Very good. And I know you have lots of programs. How about seniors?
We used to have a program called LifeWise, LIFEWISE.
LifeWise, LifeWise.
Is to help seniors to be good mentor to their grandchildren.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have magazines, we have retreats for seniors. But the most important right now, those are information that you can go online and get articles on that, how to be a good mentor to your family, grandchildren, your neighbor kids and everything. I believe the seniors can offer good experience, can offer areas where parents, because of their busy schedule, the grandparents can come in and be that kind of a link.
Some bedtime stories.
Yes, and lead them to a good, path in life. Yeah. So we call it LifeWise.
LifeWise.
Very nice title.
LifeWise.
Yes.
Very, I like this. And today with me in a big discussion is my good friend Diana Go. She is the director of the Chinese Outreach Department of Focus on the Family, a global organization, nonprofit. I do respect the fact that they focus on family, but also they put the big theme, into practice, such as training of more than 20 programs, such as trying to reach out with a message, all right? And I believe she and I had a very, very nice discussion. And my audience says, if you want to write or you respond to the show, and you please go ahead, feel free to contact us. Tell my DJ at gmail.com, or you can even write to me, Jack at edimediainc.com, and we will get back to you. And sometimes if you make recommendations or suggestions, if that really makes sense, we will even adopt it. All right. So once again, my dear audiences, thank you very much for watching. And I believe there's a lot we have no chance to touch, maybe next time until. And thank you for watching. And to Diana, thank you for sharing.
And I would like to invite you to visit Focus on the Family headquarters.
Oh, by the way, if my audience want to check, what's the web address, please?
www.family.org. That's easy.
Well, easy.
Yeah. But also we have a welcome center, and during summer, families would come into our welcome center. There's an area for the kids to play. There's a wonderful programs. So bring your kids to Colorado Springs.
Very good. Colorado Springs, right?
Colorado
Okay, very
Springs.
good. And or you just simply say, focus on the family. You'll be right there. All right? Thank you. And thank you.